You're like not.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
This is the Troop74796 Girltopia Take Action project. I'm Kyle Thorne.
I'm Meg.
And I'm Sarah.
So we have a list of topics on the sheet that we're gonna try to go over about like how troops can deal with different situations and like just stuff from the girls' perspective. And so like the topics we've kind of looked through the Girl Scout Gab, and then so just to see, because a lot of it's leaders but girls should have a lot of impact, we feel. And then if you have any specific questions while we're doing this, please
Feel free to comment.
Yeah, we'll try and see it live. So the first thing is who should be running the troop.
And there's kind of two different answers to this. The first one's for younger ages, which is mainly elementary school, and then the older girls, which is middle school onwards. So the first one is for younger girls. Usually the adults should be doing a lot of the planning, but they always ask the girls, make sure they're doing what the girls are interested in.
Yeah, definitely if you guys want to go camping or something, take a vote or take ideas of activities and make a list and then see what is everyone's top 3 and try to do it like that versus just the adults think, oh, I think they're interested in this, we should do this, because that's how you get very disinterested and you get bored, and so that's why our troop is now down to 3, because when we were that's not the real reason.
That's bad.
That's not the only reason, but that can be reasons. Her sister, why don't you tell her why she transferred troops?
Yeah, my sister transferred troops mostly because their troops, they were too far. They could be too far away, or they could not be working well together. Mostly, my sister was not happy in her old troop and then transferred to a new one. But it could be the smallest things, people lose interest is one of the main reasons, but
yeah,
it could be a number of things.
And then as you get older, obviously your interests change, and so if your troop isn't if her troop was a lot of indoor stuff and she likes to do a lot of outdoor stuff, see if you can get your own troop of people who want to do outdoor stuff. And then also see if you can create, make sure girls start to lead it, 7th, 8th through, high school, because it's essentially their troop then. You're there to make sure, in, our perspective, you're there to, help us with any, forms and stuff, and because you have to have an adult, and, drivers and stuff, and, you put input, definitely, if you're going to go camping, obviously you need to put dates in that you're okay with, not just what we're okay with, and you need to do what you need to see, these activities we can do versus these we can't, but a lot of the girls should be involved in this.
Yeah, and a good example of that is when we just did our trip to Disney. A lot of the paperwork was overseen by the adults because there's a lot of legal stuff in there. But basically, when we did all the planning and stuff, it mainly was the girls, but we did run through everything with adults to make sure everything was in line with guidelines and stuff.
Yeah, so that's a good switch to our next topic, which is trips and especially how to fundraise with trips. And so we're going to talk about cookie selling first.
Yeah. So the first thing with cookie selling is you're going to want to go to as many as you can, but you're also going to want to make sure that all of your girls are on board with the dates, which is very important, because the worst thing is you have a bunch of cookie booth sale dates, but no one can go, so you just lose out on that, and so do so many other troops who could have done it.
Yeah, so in our council, you can put into work at booth sales in the city at train stations, and so we usually put our troop in, and then there's our town is arranged that troops that maybe don't want to put in, they know they're not going to, but other troops want more, they'll put in the troops that don't want to go will put their numbers in and then transfer it to troops that can do it. So we've been lucky and have gotten a few, but there's definitely been some we have to turn.
There we go.
Okay, reconnected. We had to turn down because none of us can go You definitely want to have one girl, which we've done. Meg has done one alone, and I think I've done one alone. But 2 or 3 girls is very good. We also, Sarah's younger sister that we mentioned, her troop will sometimes combine with us to do it. And so that works out.
Or
we'll
really combine with them.
Yeah. And then you also want to talk, how much money do you want to raise with this? In our council, it's $5 a box now, and we raise 90 cents per box. And so we needed to sell over 2,000 boxes to fulfill our final goal to go to Disney this year, to raise our final amount of money. And so we ended up selling 2,300 because we had that goal in mind. And so I sold at the high school, Sarah sold at her school, and we did all those. But if your troop is just going camping and isn't really interested in doing a lot of cookie sales, maybe you don't do as many and you focus on other activities for fundraising.
Yeah, and we do a lot of extra other fundraisers besides Girl Scout cookies. Like, for example, we do things with we do like a bunch of things where we work with the younger troops and we do workshops with them. So one of them that we did was Campfire Fun, which is where we teach them how to build a fire, roast marshmallows, campfire songs, and we always do a craft, which really helps out because they get an interest in camping and they also learn a little bit more about it.
Another thing we do is we actually take we help girls who we help them while they're out camping. Like, we show them different meals they can make that are really easy. One of our favorites is the simple taco in a bag. Take like a bag of Doritos or Fritos, put taco meat in there, and then like vegetables like your lettuce, your tomato, cheese, anything you want. And it's super easy and really easy to clean up, which is one of the most important parts.
Yeah, and that's some of the way, like, we've saved money because we don't charge them to go camping with them, but they essentially pay the fees, like, to rent the campsite is like $50 a night, and then we teach them everything, and we bring my mom and Sarah's mom, because my mom's camper trained and Sarah's mom is an ER nurse, so she's medical trained, and then that helps because, like, we all have an interest in camping, so if your troop doesn't have an interest in camping but can teach them other stuff, like maybe someone in your troop is really good at doing hair. We did a hair glamour parlor for our town's daddy-daughter dance this year, and so that kind of helped where they got to come and we talked with them and we got them excited and we did their hair and we gave them little princess crowns.
Some face paint, never hurting anyone.
Yeah, because like Sarah, really good at face paint, me not so much. So you want to divide and conquer because that really helps with who is doing what and who is getting to learn what.
Yeah, and the workshops, you're also going to make sure that the girls who are running it are interested in it. So Sarah's very interested in art, so she did face painting. I'm really interested in cosmetology, so I did a lot with the hair, and Kyle's also really into cosmetology, so she also helps with the hair too. So everyone got something that they wanted out of it, and we also got to raise money, which is really helpful.
Yeah. And so the raising money obviously is a big topic because who's going to raise the money for who and like how much are you going to do? And so we kind of learned in this last process, first see if the troop is paying for everything, how much it would cost. And then start raising towards that goal. And then we decided, like at the beginning of last year, that Meg had a pass to Disney World already because she goes a lot, and I was going to probably get a year-long pass because my family's going to go back. So we decided each individual person's going to get that cost. And so see if there's something like that in your trip, if that should be individual or I don't know, if it should be individual or the troop pays for it. So, like, flights, because we were all flying down together, we decided we want to raise money for that. And we stayed on my parents' points for Disney, but we're still going to pay them back for it. So, that's going to be a troop cost. But then the tickets, or, like, I know one of the troops in our town is going to, like, a dude ranch, and so one of the families is going to go earlier, and they're going to get their own room. And so then they decided all the families are going to go, and so they each get their own room, and the troop pays for all the girls' tickets and meals and stuff. So you have to, like, see what should be individual and what should be each person. And then if everything's going to be each person, you want to figure out how to raise that through fundraising and cookies, because not everyone can just do, like, every single cookie booth, while others can do every single cookie booth, but not every fundraising. So you need a mix. You can't just say, oh, you didn't sell this many cookies. You need to make it up with all the money.
And folks, feel free to leave a question in the comments if you want us to answer, like, or anything related to Girl Scouts.
And so next we're gonna move on to, like, how to choose activities for your thing, because it does a lot, like, it's the girls' trip in a lot of cases. Like, you guys are involved, but you can't just choose what you want. I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Or sideways.
There we go.
Here.
Thank you,
hope this
Megan.
looks better. It's just how we could set it up was weird.